Hello, my name is Dominic from the New York office of Minebea-Intec. Today we're going to be talking about a filtering settings that we have on our series of transmitters, controllers, and indicators that can greatly reduce the vibration that might lead to bad weighing results. So normally there are two types of filters. You have your digital filter, which we're going to be talking about today, and most indicators have a time filter, which just shows you an average of how often. It just shows you a slower update of the screen, and it might look like the system is more stable. Okay, so what I have here on the screen, I have a scope program here that is a free utility that you can get with our products, and it's going to show you the vibrations in the signal as we turn on the vibrator. Now, if you look on the table here, you see we have this little homemade vibrator on top of a scale. Okay, it's made of a couple electromagnets and a little square wave generator. So we're going to shake this around and we're going to look and see what it does to the scale, and then we're going to apply some of the digital filters and see how that could clear up the situation. Okay, so I set my generator for 10 hertz. And I put a little tape on the scale because this thing was kind of like walking off the scale when I turned the vibrator on. So I just taped it in place a little bit right now, and I'm going to start the generator. And you can see that there's quite a significant vibration. Okay, I'm going to put some weights on. Okay, I'm going to stop the trace now. I'm going to zoom in on the peaks here. Okay, so I'm looking here, and this is the reaction with no filtering turned on. You saw the variation in the weight. Now, when I turn on a filter, I'm going to select the aperiodic filter, and I'm going to adjust and just show you what the filtering does. Now, this is a simulated filter. Okay, we'll be testing the actual filter after. So see what happens is if I put too much filtering in, I get slowness here. My slope is not that good. Now, that is not terrible because we have batching software that will compensate for overshoot or undershoot. So what's going to happen here is you would get some overshoot because you would reach your set point slowly. So you might get a little overshoot, but it's going to be very predictable. Each time you're going to see that nice soft curve there. It's going to hit the set point exactly at the same time. So we look into a little more. You can see that it's a much better response. But maybe you don't want to go that far. Maybe you want to just go, you want to get a little bit, allow a little bit of overshoot. Maybe put it on 1 hertz. So it's quite a bit of improvement. And if you were batching, it would give a better, more predictable result than this would, because it might hit on different peaks at different times. It might stop the first time at this peak and the second time on that peak, maybe the third time on this peak, depending on how the sampling is going. Alright, so I'm just going to pause for 1 second here. I actually won't pause. I'm just going to change my frequency generator to 20 hertz. Okay, I have it on 20 hertz. I'm going to zero the scale. And I'm going to start over here with this trace. Okay, so I've saved my waveform. Alright, so now it's collecting some data again. And now I'll turn the generator on. So again, you can see that it's kind of all over the place. first I turn this off, and then I'll turn it back on, so you see the both traces now. So now we can see the actual versus the unfiltered. Okay, so we can see that we have a very nice response here on the green one, which is the filtered. Okay, so you could see that if you were trying to stop at a particular point, that it would definitely, there's a lot of different spots where it might accidentally hit the set point, and this one here is going to hit it a little later, but it's going to be very repeatable. Okay, so now the time is to, let's say what happens when we really turn the real filter on. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to go in to the parameters, and we're going to get the digital filter to aperiodic. And we'll select, I think we had 1 hertz here. Yes, 1 hertz. Okay, so we'll set that to 1.0. And we'll save it. Okay, so now we have it set, and we're going to restart this, turn the filter off. Okay, so now we have waveform. Let's turn it back on. Okay, looking at our display, it looks a lot better. See nothing. Lights on. Okay, so if we look in here now, that's the actual filtered results. Now that's the real result now. We're not, the filters, we're not using the simulated filter. So yeah, I guess what you can tell from this video is that this digital filter can remove a lot of the vibration from the weighing result, even though the vibration is still present, and there's nothing we can do about it sometimes because of the way that industrial environments are. And if you're familiar with some of our other products too, you know that our mounting kits and load can prevent a lot of vibration from reaching the load cells also. So between these two elements here, you can really have some very good results in a very harsh environment. And this type of filter is available on all the products made in our Hamburg factory, which include the Maxxis 4, the Maxxis 5, all the PR transmitters, the X3, and also the new Minex PR5215 transmitter that we just launched this year. Thank you for watching.